So, Pamela, A Love Story is the latest Netflix documentary involving the legendary herself, Pamela Anderson. In her own words, through personal video and diaries, Pamela Anderson shares the story of her rise to fame, her rocky romances, and sex scandal. Basically, she's defined a decade and she will define herself in the documentary. If you guys are new to the channel, all my socials are in the description box down below, as you're seeing on the screen. From Facebook to Twitter to TikTok, Letterboxd, all of that. My Cash App is down there as well as my Amazon wish list. Be sure to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the video, and hit the bell and subscribe for more Epictastic content. So, with that being said, this is going to be a interesting discussion, and I want to talk about this. So, let's get into it. Now, Pamela Anderson is one of those iconic actresses and celebrities that we all know. We all know her name. She's very infamous for movies and for Baywatch, of course, and obviously gorgeous.
Doll? On the court. Bugs. Shoot.
But she is also one of the more fascinating celebrities, and obviously, roll another clip.
That's better. Now.
So going into this documentary, I just looked at, it was on Netflix and I checked it out, and it's a pretty honest, personal, and very intimate documentary about her. And this is, of course, you hear a lot of her stories, unvarnished, honest vulnerability, and it's not really an exploration or exploitation of her body, because we all know that she's mainly known for her body and her looks. It is very profound to hear Pamela Anderson's story directly from her, how she overcame a lot of the obstacles that she came in her life. You see the intensity and you see the sweetness of her, and when you fall in love, you can't help but fall in love with Pamela Anderson the first time you see her for the woman that she is. Very smart, very intelligent, and very awesome. And you find it very sweet that she keeps all of her journals, of course. Beautiful, raw, and she has never really had an opportunity to fully talk about her side of the story. So it was very nice to hear her side of the story. And you basically get to see a lot of this. And you admire how she's handled all the stuff that she's handled, especially adversity in her life. And the only thing you could have done with this documentary is cut at least 30 minutes out, but it's still very good to watch. And you see her naiveness is kind of hurt her several times, and she seems like a beautiful soul, and she's basically at peace. And you see a lot of this, and you see a lot of this that you don't know much about, the nature of what she's gone through and decisions that was basically grating. But you see the strength, the charisma, the insight, the generosity, the composure, the warmth, the wit, and her resilience. So basically, the biggest mistake you do know is over the years she's been labeled as nothing but a sex symbol and mass-produced commodity to be consumed and destroyed, as so many has on before. But you see a lot of all this, and it's a very personal documentary. You see how she's had to handle a lot, like the sexism and how people view her and her relationship with Tommy Lee, and rocky relationships. You see all of that, and it just does not shy away from it. They show you, and you get to hear her side of the story. So that I definitely admire seeing that, and it's very fascinating to just watch a documentary with her, and she basically gets to tell her side story. So you're basically sitting here watching, and you can't help but feel sad. It even gets emotional at points. So I definitely have to give that a lot of credit, because you do see the unfair treatment that she had to endure. You find out a lot of things that you don't know, but through a pop culture icon, you definitely can understand the sympathy that she's had to endure. And that is always something that does interest me. And I will say this documentary did a great job of telling me some things maybe I didn't need to know, maybe I didn't know before. So all in all, if a documentary is doing its job right, you know you've done your job. So all in all, would I recommend this to Pamela Anderson fans? If you're a fan of Pamela Anderson and you want to hear her side of the story and hear about everything that she's had to endure, I would give this a recommendation. This is a very honest documentary, and she, even with all the sexism and unfair treatment and everything that she's given by the public and the media and the world, she is one of the sweetest persons with a huge heart and very funny. And I like the fact that Netflix allowed her to have her say, and she doesn't let anyone say what she wants, and she takes back the control, and she's very admirable. She is a true inspiration of a human being. So if you are a Pamela Anderson fan and you want to hear her side of the story of everything she's had to go through, this is on Netflix now, so I would recommend it. But I will say you could have cut a few minutes out, but ultimately I did walk away very much enjoying it. So I would definitely recommend watching this, and definitely check this out. This is a very strong documentary. It's really great. I very much enjoyed it, and I learned a lot about it. So I'm gonna give this thing fantastic. I thought it impactful, very emotional, and very at points. Definitely give this a recommend. Watch this on Netflix, and I think you'll learn a lot more about Pamela Anderson as well, and you will get to see everything she's had to endure as well. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. I will have my channel here, so you would like to see anything here, click the channel icon, subscribe for more. I will also leave a video and maybe a playlist here, so in case you want to see what I'm about. As always, stay Epictasticness, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.